It's June 28, 2018, and I'm making a couple other recipes from this book. This one is an asparagus soup, so let's see what page that was. I'll drop everything trying to see. 98. So that was from page 98. So what I did is I put in, now I always make the recipes differently, so if this doesn't appeal to you, seriously get the cookbook, because every recipe besides one so far that I've tried has been delicious. So she makes it far differently than I do. She puts in, she uses a lot of nuts, but they're healthy nuts. So she'll use things like, this one I believe was supposed to have macadamia nuts in it. And she'll use healthy fats like coconut oil in her recipes. I'm avoiding those things. My recipes that I'm showing, unless it has coconut milk as a part of the slow cooker meal, my slow cooker meals have zero fat. I prefer to put my fat on afterwards if I feel that it is needed. And with Indian food, I rarely feel it's needed anymore. The flavors are so complex and delicious that it's just, it's good without it. So anyway, what I did here was very different from what she did, but I have the same sorts of flavors going on. So I have about half of my slow cooker pot filled with sprouted lentils. And then I've put the asparagus there. That's a bunch of asparagus. And I have a glass of asparagus juice to add to it, which I juiced in my juicer. And I put about a tablespoon, maybe that's more than a tablespoon, of the red chili paste. That's the Thai red chili paste with the lemongrass in it and stuff. And let's see, what did I do here? There's savory is the most of the spice there. And then there's caraway seed and thyme. So there's not that much caraway seed and thyme. And some sea salt. And I put, these bay leaves were broken. The recipe called for 1 bay leaf, and that probably would have been fine. But these ones are broken, so I put in 2. And then I put in loads of chives, because chives always are good with asparagus. And there's ginger and garlic minced up in there too. That's that bunch right there. I think that's all. I might have forgotten something, but I mean, you can check the recipe, and if yours doesn't taste good made this way, well, get the recipe book out of the library. So this is the other recipe that I'm trying from page. Hers looks a lot different than mine, because hers is not done in a slow cooker, and it's done in 3 parts, and mine is just going to be done in 1 because I can't be bothered to do it in 3 parts. So now there's minced up, again, I filled up a lot of the pot with like about half the pot with sprouted lentils. And these ones are good and sprouted. They have green leaves on them. And because I didn't get to them in time. And so anyway, then you see the minced up ginger there, and there was a lot of garlic, 10 cloves of garlic, and I stuck to that. So there's 10 cloves of garlic in there minced up. And let's see, it's probably easier if I just look at what I have in the pot. But anyway, I have, yeah, that's what I'll do, because it's hard for me to, the recipe's all over the place. So I can't really go by, I stuck to sort of the flavors, quite a few of them, and I just put them together. So anyway, chives, curry leaves, cardamom, sea salt, cumin, turmeric, red chili paste. I didn't put that much in. A little bit of pepper, a little bit of cinnamon, and nutmeg, and a couple cloves ground in with the nutmeg and the cinnamon and the, yeah. And what I'm going to do with this is I still have to add, her recipe calls for 2 cups of parsley leaves and 6 cups of baby spinach. And, oh, I also put in some of my cherry wine. So a good splash, I'd say a couple tablespoons probably of that. And I think that's it. Anyway, so her recipe calls for some parsley, and I haven't gotten the parsley yet, but I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna juice parsley stems and save the leaves for another dish, and then I'll put in the parsley juice. And what I'm going to keep doing is I have fresh spinach from the garden to use up. And so I'm gonna keep putting the spinach on top as this is cooking, and then it'll cook down, it'll cook down, it'll cook down. And I'll put as much spinach as I can in this pot while the lentils are cooking. And that should do it. So we'll see how these go.